Welcome to our deep dive into the Reliance Industries Limited Integrated Annual Report for 2023-24.
Okay.
We're going to try to unpack some of the key highlights of RIL's performance across a whole range of sectors, from, energy and materials to digital services and retail.
Right.
Get ready for some surprising stats and insights into how RIL is shaping the future of India.
Yeah, it's a fascinating report. I mean, it really gives you a glimpse into a company that really seems to touch every aspect of life in India.
The first thing that caught my eye, I think, was Mukesh Ambani's statement about RIL embodying the relentless spirit of dynamism and hope of India.
Yeah.
It's kind of a powerful image.
It is.
And it makes me wonder, how exactly is RIL translating that into action?
Well, I think one of the things that the report really emphasizes is RIL's commitment to inclusive growth. So it's not just about, aiming for profits, but really striving to impact various sectors of society.
Okay.
Like, for example, they're working to ensure access to clean energy for all Indians.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty bold vision considering the scale and diversity of India's energy needs.
Speaking of clean energy, their goal of becoming net carbon zero by 2035 is incredibly ambitious.
Ambitious, yeah.
100 GW of renewable energy by 2030? That's a massive undertaking.
It is. And what's particularly interesting is how they're going about it.
Oh, okay.
So, they're not just building renewable energy capacity.
Right.
They're really investing in the entire value chain, like the Dhirubhai Ambani Green Energy Giga Complex in Jamnagar.
Okay.
That's a prime example.
Okay.
They're creating like a fully integrated renewable energy ecosystem.
Yeah.
Like everything from, solar PV and wind turbine manufacturing to battery production and fuel cell development. It's like they're building a city dedicated to renewable energy.
Yeah, it does seem like they're laying the groundwork for a major shift in India's energy landscape.
Yeah.
But RIL is already a major player in the digital space, right?
Absolutely.
I mean,
Their digital services arm, Jio, added a staggering 42.4 million new subscribers this year.
Wow.
Bringing their total to over 481 million.
That's almost 500 million people.
It is, yeah.
Wow.
It's a huge number.
And they hold nearly 60%.
Right around 60%.
Of India's data traffic.
Yeah, it's remarkable.
Those numbers are mind-boggling.
Yeah.
I remember when Jio first launched, it felt like the entire country was switching over.
It did. It really did.
What's driving that kind of growth?
Well, I think it's a combination of factors.
Okay.
Their 4G network rollout was incredibly fast and aggressive.
Yeah.
And then they followed that up with an equally swift 5G rollout.
Okay.
I mean, they already have over 108 million 5G subscribers.
Wow.
With nearly a third of Jio's mobile traffic on 5G already. Plus, they're focusing on affordability and accessibility.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And it ties into their digital inclusion initiative, right? I mean, they're not just targeting urban smartphone users, are they?
No, they're not.
Yeah.
The Jio Bharat phone, for example,
Okay.
which is designed for people who are still on 2G networks,
Oh, wow.
has secured a 50% market share in the sub-1,000 segment.
Wow.
Which really highlights that demand for affordable devices that can provide a better data experience, particularly in rural areas. This kind of digital inclusion could have a really profound impact on access to things like education, healthcare, and economic opportunity for sure millions of Indians.
It's almost like they're creating a digital infrastructure that can leapfrog these traditional development challenges.
It is, yeah.
But RIL's ambitions extend beyond connectivity, don't they?
Yes, they do.
I mean, they're also a major player in media and entertainment.
Yeah, they've really consolidated their market leadership in several key segments. Take Jio Cinema, for example.
Okay.
Their record-breaking viewership during the Indian Premier League really demonstrates how quickly they can scale audiences on their digital platforms.
It's interesting because they're also forming a joint venture with Disney, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Combining Viacom 18 and Star India.
Right.
Yeah, this is a significant move.
Yeah.
I mean, this creates one of the leading TV and digital streaming platforms in India.
Wow.
I think this could really reshape the media landscape.
Yeah.
And potentially give those global streaming giants a run for their money.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So from entertainment, we move to shopping.
Okay.
Reliance Retail is another powerhouse in RIL's portfolio.
Yeah.
It seems like they're constantly expanding.
They are.
Yeah.
They're employing this multi-channel distribution model with physical stores, digital platforms, and these new commerce initiatives. So they're doing it all.
They're doing it all. Yeah, and what's fascinating is they're not just selling other brands.
Right.
They're actively building their own consumer brands business.
Okay.
Focused on accessible and affordable products made in India.
That's a smart move.
It is.
Considering the size and diversity of the Indian consumer market.
Yeah, the Indian consumer market is massive.
Yeah.
And they've also identified a growing demand for premium and luxury products as well.
Right.
Which is another lucrative market for them to tap into.
Okay.
And of course, Reliance Retail acts as a master distributor for Jio's connectivity services.
So they're kind of a one-stop shop for a customer.
Exactly.
For everything from groceries to gadgets to internet service.
Pretty much everything you need.
Wow.
Yeah. So let's shift our focus to RIL's financial performance, which is another indicator of their overall strategy.
Okay.
Their consolidated revenue reached a staggering 122 crore. So let me just try to wrap my head around that for a second.
Yeah.
That's roughly 120 billion US dollars.
That's right.
Yeah, okay.
It represents a 2.6% increase from the previous year.
Okay.
Fueled by strong growth in, you guessed it, retail and digital services.
Okay.
Their consolidated EBITDA also saw a healthy increase, up 16.1% to 1,078,677 crore.
No.
And EBITDA, by the way, stands for earnings before interest.
Right.
Taxes, depreciation, and amortization. It's a measure of a company's operating profitability.
So they're not just growing, they're growing profitably.
They are.
But they're also investing heavily in R&D, right?
Yeah, they are.
I mean,
RIL and Jio filed a combined 3,301 patent applications.
Wow.
During the 2023-24 financial year.
Okay.
And they received 236 patents.
Okay.
Their R&D investment was 3,643 crore.
Wow.
And they employ over 1,000 researchers and scientists.
Okay.
One particularly interesting achievement was becoming the first Indian company to achieve chemical recycling of pyrolysis oil into ISCC Plus certified circular polymers.
Okay, now you've lost me a little bit.
Okay.
What are circular polymers?
Essentially, they're plastics that can be repeatedly recycled.
Oh, okay.
Without losing their quality.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so this is a major step towards a more sustainable and circular economy.
Okay.
And the ISCC Plus certification ensures that the process meets strict environmental and social standards.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Clearly, innovation and sustainability are high on their agenda.
Yeah.
But what about corporate governance?
Well, the report highlights their commitment to things like robust risk management, proactive cybersecurity measures, and a strong focus on environmental, social, and governance principles, or ESG for short.
Okay.
They even have a dedicated ESG committee
that
reports directly to the board of directors.
That level of oversight is definitely reassuring.
It is.
So we've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
From RIL's role in India's growth story to their digital dominance, media ventures, retail revolution, energy transformation, and financial strength.
It's a lot.
But we're not done yet.
No, we're not.
In part 2, we'll delve deeper into RIL's environmental and social impact, examining their sustainability strategies, community development programs, and efforts to empower various segments of society.
That was good.
Yeah. Welcome back to our deep dive into the Reliance Industries Limited annual report for 2023-24.
Okay.
We started by kind of exploring RIL's impressive reach across a variety of sectors and their commitment to innovation.
Right.
Now we're going to shift gears a bit and examine how those ambitions translate into tangible actions.
Okay.
Particularly in the realm of sustainability and social responsibility.
Right, because we can't talk about shaping the future of India without addressing these critical aspects.
We touched on their net carbon zero goal earlier.
We did.
But let's kind of delve deeper into their approach to the clean energy transition.
All right, so they're not just talking about building renewable energy capacity, right?
Right.
They're investing in that entire value chain. Remember that massive green energy giga complex in Jamnagar?
I do.
This is where it all comes together.
Okay.
They're establishing a fully integrated renewable energy ecosystem.
Wow.
Like encompassing everything.
Okay.
From solar PV and wind turbine manufacturing to advanced battery production and even fuel cell development.
It's a pretty bold vision.
It is.
It makes me think of like those futuristic cities you see in those sci-fi movies.
I know.
Powered entirely by clean energy.
Yeah.
But what about the timeline for all this? Are we talking decades down the road?
Actually, no. They're moving pretty quickly.
Okay.
The report indicates that solar PV gigafactory is expected to begin operations by the end of 2024.
Wow, already?
Yeah, and they're also making significant progress in large-scale manufacturing of carbon fiber for wind turbines.
Okay.
Commercializing sodium-ion battery technology and developing a gigafactory for fuel cells.
Okay.
I mean, it's a massive undertaking, but they seem determined to make it a reality.
So RIL is clearly betting big on the future of renewable energy.
They are.
But how are they integrating sustainability into their existing operations?
Okay.
What are they doing right now
Yeah.
to reduce their environmental footprint?
Well, their oil to chemicals and exploration and production divisions are actively incorporating sustainable practices.
Okay.
They've already harnessed 6.85 million GJ of renewable energy.
Wow.
And implemented something called biomass co-firing.
Biomass co-firing.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that term.
Essentially, it involves using biomass, like agricultural residues or wood waste, as a partial substitute for fossil fuels in power generation.
Interesting.
Yeah, this reduces their reliance on fossil fuel and lowers their carbon footprint.
Okay.
They're also using rice husk-based steam generation at their Hoshiarpur manufacturing unit.
Interesting.
Further contributing to their renewable energy use.
So they're finding creative ways to incorporate renewable energy sources across their operations.
Yeah. It's good to see them walking the walk.
Yeah.
And not just talking the talk.
For sure.
And their efforts extend beyond just energy.
Okay.
They're also committed to reducing waste and promoting a circular economy.
Right.
Remember, they were the first Indian company to achieve chemical recycling of pyrolysis oil into those ISCC Plus certified circular polymers.
Yeah. The plastics that can be repeatedly recycled.
Exactly. That's a huge step towards a more sustainable approach to materials.
Now let's shift our focus to RIL's social responsibility initiatives.
Right.
Their philosophy, reliance for all, growth for all, care for all, access for all, really underscores their commitment to inclusive growth.
It does.
That philosophy sounds great on paper, but I'm curious to see how it translates into real-world action.
Yeah.
What are some of their key initiatives in this area?
Sure. Their corporate social responsibility activities, or CSR activities, span a wide range of areas. From rural transformation and education to healthcare and disaster management. They work primarily through Reliance Foundation, which is led by Mukesh Ambani.
I know Reliance Foundation is incredibly active in supporting various social causes.
Yeah, they are.
What struck you as particularly noteworthy in this report?
One thing that really stood out to me was their commitment to scaling up their efforts to enhance their impact on communities. So they're not just focused on providing aid. They're actually empowering communities to create a better future for themselves. You know, they've been focusing on bringing positive momentum to people's lives through initiatives and things like agriculture, entrepreneurship, education, sports,
and technology adoption.
So they're investing in long-term solutions.
Exactly.
Not just quick fixes.
Not Band-Aid solutions.
They're providing education and skills development to create opportunities for individuals and families.
Yeah, one example that stood out to me was their source train hire model.
Source train hire.
Yeah, in Reliance Retail. And this focuses on underprivileged communities in what they call Tier 2, 3, and 4 cities. Essentially smaller urban areas beyond those major metropolitan centers.
I'm intrigued. How does this source train hire model work?
So they identify individuals from these communities who are seeking opportunities. They provide them with training in various skills relevant to the retail sector, such as sales, customer service, inventory management, and even digital marketing.
Wow.
And then once that training is complete, they offer them employment opportunities within Reliance Retail. It sounds like a fantastic way to address unemployment and empower individuals in these communities.
Absolutely. I mean, they gain valuable skills and a stable livelihood. And Reliance Retail gets a skilled workforce.
It's a win-win situation.
It is, yeah.
What about their other social impact initiatives?
The report provides a glimpse into their impact assessment studies, which they conduct to evaluate the effectiveness of their programs.
Interesting.
Yeah, they've been assessing their disaster management programs. And they found that 90% of the beneficiaries reported improved preparedness levels after participating in Reliance Foundation's capacity building initiatives.
That's impressive.
It is.
It must be rewarding to know that their efforts
are
actually making a tangible difference in people's lives.
They also conducted an impact assessment of their Reliance Foundation sports program, which promotes grassroots sports initiatives. The study found that participants gain new skills and increase their confidence. Highlighting that positive influence of sports on personal development.
So they're not just focused on economic empowerment.
No.
They're investing in the overall well-being of community.
They even have programs that address mental health and well-being within their own workforce.
That's great.
Which is a crucial aspect of social responsibility that often gets overlooked.
It seems like they're taking a holistic approach, recognizing that a company's success is intertwined with the well-being of its employees and the communities it serves.
That's a key takeaway. And it's reflected in the wide range of social impact areas they're involved in. From providing access to healthcare to supporting arts and cultural heritage. They're contributing to a more inclusive and equitable society.
And it seems like they're being recognized for their efforts as well.
They are.
The report mentions several awards that they've received, including recognition as one of India's best employers and a great place to work.
Those awards are a testament to their commitment to creating a positive and supportive work environment, which ultimately contributes to their overall success.
So we've explored RIL's sustainability strategies, their community development programs, and their efforts to empower individuals and communities. What's the big picture takeaway for you?
For me, the key takeaway is that RIL isn't just a business giant. It's a company that's actively leveraging its resources and its influence to drive positive change in India. I mean, they're walking the talk on sustainability, and investing in renewable energy, reducing their environmental footprint, and empowering communities through these various social initiatives.
It's a powerful message.
It is.
And it certainly challenges that perception of large corporations as solely profit-driven entities. I mean, they're demonstrating that a company can be both successful and socially responsible.
Absolutely. And we have to remember, this is just a snapshot of their efforts. I mean, the report is full of details about their initiatives, impact assessments, and their future goals. It's worth a read for anyone interested in understanding how businesses can contribute to a more sustainable and equitable world.
Absolutely. But we need to shift our focus now to the financial side of the equation. In part 3, we'll wrap up our deep dive by analyzing RIL's financial performance in more detail and discussing the potential implications of their actions for the future.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into the Reliance Industries Limited Annual Report for 2023-24. So far, we've explored RIL's expansive reach, their commitment to a cleaner future, and their focus on social impact. It's been quite a journey.
It has.
Yeah.
But now it's time to zoom in on their financial performance and analyze what it reveals about their overall strategy.
Sounds good.
Because a company can have the best intentions in the world, but if the numbers don't add up, it's not a sustainable model.
It's not going to work.
We already touched on those impressive revenue figures, which reached a staggering euro 10,122 crore. Roughly 120 billion US dollars.
A lot of money.
And that growth was primarily driven by their retail and digital services segments.
They really are the stars of the show.
They do seem to be hitting all the right notes. It's like they've anticipated these major trends shaping the Indian economy and positioned themselves perfectly.
It's like they have a crystal ball or something.
Yeah. The rise of e-commerce and the increasing demand for digital services.
Yeah, these are major factors.
Those are huge factors fueling Jio's growth.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Reliance Retail is capitalizing on that expanding consumer market.
Yeah. But they're not just riding these waves, are they?
No.
I mean, they're actively shaping them.
Yeah, they are.
Their multi-channel distribution model in retail is a prime example.
Yeah, that's a good example.
Creating this seamless experience, whether you're shopping online or in a physical store.
Meeting the customer wherever they are.
Yeah, and let's not forget their strategic move into creating their own consumer brands.
Yeah, that's smart.
By leveraging their vast network and platforms, they're making affordable and accessible products that resonate with the Indian market. It's a brilliant strategy. They're not just catering to the demand for indigenous products, they're also creating jobs. And boosting local manufacturing.
It's a win-win all around.
So it really is.
Yeah.
But their financial success isn't just about revenue growth, is it?
No, it's not.
That's also about profitability.
Their consolidated EBITDA, a measure of operating profitability, saw a substantial increase of over 16%.
Wow.
Reaching 1,078,677 crore.
That's a healthy increase.
It is.
So that tells me they're managing costs effectively.
Yeah.
And optimizing their operations even as they expand into new territory.
They're not just growing, they're growing smart.
Yeah, it speaks volumes, I think, about their financial discipline and their focus on sustainable growth.
Exactly, which allows them to make those significant investments in areas like R&D.
Remember those 3,301 patent applications?
I do.
And their team of over 1,000 researchers?
Yeah, that level of innovation requires serious financial backing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And their commitment to R&D allows them to stay ahead of the curve, particularly in that rapidly evolving world of technology.
It's a fast-moving world.
It is. Their bold investment in the green energy giga complex is another example, I think, of that forward-thinking approach.
Yeah, it's a long-term gamble.
It is.
But one that has the potential to transform not just RAL's business, but the entire energy landscape in India.
Yeah, possibly even positioning them as a global leader in renewable energy technologies.
Exciting to think about.
It is.
Yeah.
So we have this picture of a company that's financially strong, strategically astute, and committed to both innovation and sustainability.
It's a pretty compelling narrative.
It is.
Yeah.
But it's important to acknowledge, I think, that there are always challenges and potential risks on the horizon.
Right. No company operates in a vacuum.
What are some of the factors that could impact RIL's performance in the coming years?
Well, global economic conditions, geopolitical uncertainties, regulatory changes.
All those things.
All these can have a ripple effect.
Yeah.
Even within India, competition in the digital and retail sectors is intensifying.
So they can't afford to rest on their laurels.
No, they can't.
They need to stay agile. Adapt to evolving consumer preferences and continue to push the boundaries of innovation.
Yeah, if they want to maintain that leadership position.
The report does highlight their robust risk management framework.
It does.
And their proactive approach to cybersecurity.
Those are definitely assets
yeah.
in navigating an increasingly complex world.
For sure.
Yeah.
And their commitment to strong corporate governance
right.
and ESG principles should also serve them well in the long run.
Absolutely.
It seems like RIL is well equipped to face those challenges ahead.
I think so.
But what's most exciting, I think, is their ambition, their willingness to make these bold bets on the future.
They're not content with just maintaining the status quo.
Right.
They want to shape the future of India, and perhaps even have a significant impact on the global stage.
This deep dive into their annual report has certainly given us a lot to think about.
It has been a fascinating journey.
It really has.
Yeah.
As we wrap up this deep dive into RIL, we want to leave you with one final thought-provoking question to ponder.
All right, I like it.
What role will companies like RIL play in shaping a more sustainable, equitable, and technologically advanced future?
That's the question we all need to be thinking about.
It is. It's a question we'll all be grappling with in the years to come.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Reliance Industries Limited.
It's been a pleasure.